am unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Couple minutes not a score. Every time they wanna clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of start, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
We have 3 games coming up for you here on the British Basketball League YouTube channel this Sunday. And first up, we're in the Northwest as the Manchester Giants host the Newcastle Eagles. Newcastle may be tired after the win against Caledonia on Friday night, but Manchester will need all the help they can get. They are on a 7-game losing streak at the moment and a 2-0 down in a series against the Eagles this season. So calling this one is Tahir Hajat and former Oakland Wolf, Kyler Nelson.
Well, thank you very much, Jeanette. My name is Tahir Hajat alongside Kyler Nelson. British Basketball League Championship action. The Manchester Giants taking on Newcastle Eagles. Jeanette told you the stats and the facts. It might go against the Giants, but today's a new day. It's Sunday, and at the National Basketball Performance Centre, anything can happen. We're looking forward to this one. Kyler Nelson is joining me in the booth. We've got a great game coming up between these two teams, Kyler.
We do. I'm excited for this one. We've got a doubleheader today, but I think every game matters in this league. It's so tight throughout the whole table. It's going to be a good one.
Well, let's find out how these teams will line up to start this game, starting with the Manchester Giants themselves. The starting 5 for them: Nicholas Lewis, William Lee, 0, Leisure Roberti, number 5, Stampley, and number 24, Mason Boursier. Austin Lawton is back on the bench. And for their opponents today, the Newcastle Eagles claim themselves kings of the North after their win against the Caledonia Gladiators. Darius Defoe, Ricky McGill, Jordan Johnson, Larry Austin Jr. and Taj Green will be the starting 5 for the Newcastle Eagles today. But let's take a little closer look at some of these individual players, starting with Nicholas Lewis from the Manchester Giants.
Yeah, he does it all really, and he's fearless with it. He steps up to the occasion, and he's a big guy for this team. 15 points per game. I'm really excited to see what he does today.
Big time player Nick Lewis, and on the opposing team, another big time player, 30 points in his last games, Ricky McGill.
30 piece. Yeah, again, another guard that does it all. 18 points per game. But what I really like about him, he's right up there in assists. I think he's 3rd right now in the league for assists. So you'll see a lot from him.
He's got the fresh braids too, ready for the game. It's going to be a great one here in the British Basketball League. Small talk between the coaches before we go to battle. British Basketball League YouTube, like and subscribe. We'll be back right after the break. Tip-off is round the corner. Welcome if you've just joined us. National Basketball Performance Centre. There's head coach Mark Stutel as he's on the road with his Newcastle Eagles at the home of the Manchester Giants, ready to see if he can go 2-0 this weekend in British Basketball League Championship action. The Manchester Giants, they're on a run of poor form at this moment in time. They've played the Eagles twice this season. The Eagles have won both times, once in the championship, once in the trophy. However, Newcastle have only beaten Manchester Giants twice in the last 10 matchups, most recently this season. Their overall head-to-head since 2012 is 29-11 in the Newcastle Eagles' favour. The tip is up, and it's time for a ball game. The Manchester Giants win it. My name is Tahir Hadja, and joining me in the booth today is Kyla Nelson, the former Oakland's Wolves. But she's still coaching. You're still about this game, Kyla.
Yeah, I am. I love being around the kids and trying to influence them in a different way.
And now you're also in the commentary booth. How are you finding that?
I'm enjoying it. Look, I like being outside the 4 lines where I don't have to run up and down and I just get to talk about the game.
You can say whatever you want to the referees without getting a technical as well, isn't
there
it?
You go. You didn't have to bring that up there. I got a technical yesterday.
No basket call here. Foul is called as Nicholas Lewis drives to the basket. Referees will confer on that call to just check it's the correct decision.
I really like this start by Nicholas Lewis, being aggressive, attacking the rim. He's known for a long time as a shooter, right? And his ability to get downhill has just improved every year. And it's the first time to get to the line and get a rhythm, so he can shoot really well this game.
Well, he makes 15.3 points per game. As you mentioned earlier on, he handles the ball well, can get the dimes out, averaging 4 assists, just under 4 rebounds as well, 1.6 steals per game. That's a little bit of everything, and the basket will count. Nick Lewis and 1 play, 3-0 start for the Manchester Giants as the Newcastle Eagles are on the attack. McGill uses the screen from Defoe. Finding Defoe mid-range and jump and knock down. Rejuvenated Darius Defoe.
He's continuing his great form. He has a lovely 15-foot jump shot. And as he gets older, he just gets more experience and his IQ shows.
It does just that. As Borsier comes to the right-hand side of the floor, jacks up the triple, rebounded by Green. And now Newcastle have the chance to set up an offense again, but Jordan Johnson goes to the hesitation, back out. Another mid-range Defoe play. Can't get it to go this time. Rebound for Stampley. Nick Lewis now in possession. Slightly deeper roster for the Manchester Giants. 4 players on the bench today. Something for them to be able to call upon, but a steal now. Larry Austin Jr. driving, lays it in for 2.
And that's what you can't do if you're Manchester, right? You cannot allow Newcastle to get live ball steals to get out in transition. That's their bread and butter.
Bread and butter tastes good as well.
It really does.
When you add chips in there, nice little chip buddy. Here's Robertin inside. Leisha Robertin throwing it down. 2 hands with the slam.
And I think Robertin and William Lee will have some opportunities inside today. That's a great start. Dunk to finish the play.
Kicked out, rotation. Taj Green now for 3. And we've seen that added to this game this season. He's shooting a lot more threes and he's knocking them down.
Yeah, he definitely is. He had a great trophy stint, averaging over 20 points a game. So Taj is ready to play.
He's just under 40% from behind the arc this season. Nick Lewis inside there, cutting back door, finishing off the glass. Manchester Giants have started positively here. Great pace to this game. They feel a little bit more refreshed, of course. Newcastle have already been in action this weekend. Nick Lewis to the right hand for 2. Again, he started really well. You called him out as the one to watch for the Manchester Giants, and for a good reason, Kyla.
Yeah, he just looks really comfortable. He looks like he's playing at his own pace. He's waiting for screening actions to happen. Just like this little brush screen by William Lee right there was enough for him to turn the corner and finish quickly.
He's got 7 points personal early on in this match, and they need to figure out a way how to slow him down if Newcastle Eagles are going to get those all-important stops and, as you say, get out the floor running and put the ball in the opponent's net.
Yeah, Nick Lewis, the last 2 games since the trophy's been playing really well. Against Cheshire, had 27.7 assists and 4 steals. And again, against Plymouth, had 17.5 assists and 3 steals. So you see he has impacts on both ends of the floor.
Coach Mark Stewart, we'll see if we can listen in here.
Same again, the face corner. Can you see the back one there? Look. Josh, top side, yes. Okay, sorry, T and D. Sorry, T here, yeah. Okay, T's going, passing to D. Same way. Go read it to back up. Ignore on the hand off down. Always.
What do you decipher from that, Kyla?
They're looking to execute a little bit better is from that timeout. On the half court, they know they can get stuff in the full court. Now it's about movement. And they're looking for inside action with Taj Green. And their guards are really great at penetrating.
There you go, insight from Kyla Nelson. Yesterday I had the tough job of reading into Kapoulis's and Ben Thomas's timeout. Quite thankfully, I still got it, Kyla. I was ready.
You're still a coach at heart. You're still a coach.
And a player. Don't dismiss that. I might be local league, but I'm ready. Endline possession for the Newcastle Eagles. Josh Ward-Hibbert ready to inbound. Let's see if they can execute this offense then. They looked at this 3 high option, 1 in the corner. Ricky McGill goes to the corner. Josh Ward-Hibbert over the top of the staggered screen. Now Green, pump fake, and that's great defense there from William Lee. Deflects it, comes off the leg of Green.
Yeah, great defense there. He's got really long arms, just poked the ball away and was able to save that possession for them.
Just over 7 minutes to go in this one. As Boursier has the ball. Calling for the screen from Stampley. He comes over for it. The handoff now from Robertin. William Lee. Boursier, nice jab to the right. Steps to his left, can't find Robertin. Newcastle out and running, 3v2, 4v3. Foul is called, the basket is good. Larry Austin Jr. and 1, baby.
Yeah, Boursier, it's a shame right there. Turn it over, then fouling and giving up the and 1 in transition. But a great job by Larry Austin Jr. getting downhill, not letting anyone stop him. I mean, Newcastle are #1 in the league for free throw attempts because they just attack relentlessly, as we just saw there.
Both teams scoring the ball incredibly effective, or efficiently, should I say, right now, as Austin Jr. misses that free throw. Getting to the line is one thing, making them is another. Larry Austin Jr., he is 68% from the free throw line this season as Boursier lights it up from downtown.
He said, I'm going to make up for my mistakes by hitting this 3 right now. Great job just stepping into it and knocking it down.
Ward-Hibbert into Green. Trying to back down Stampley. Nice spin, but fades away, and the shot is short.
Stampley held his ground really nicely there. Someone would have said that's a mismatch, but he absolutely took the challenge on.
Robertin one-on-one with Defoe, and look at that. That is a vet play there from Defoe, because from this angle, Kyla, looked like he got shot with a bullet.
He was a little soft for that kind of reaction. But he knows who he's guarding. He knows that's what Robertin wants to do, right? He wants to back you down. And he said, no, I'm not going to let you. I'm falling. And I respect him for still falling. I do.
Well, I think like now with Austin Lawton back in the lineup, there is a little bit of support now for Robertin, but in the previous game where he wasn't around, it was very difficult then for them to be able to match up against the bigs. They played Cheshire, you know, they're a difficult team to guard up, especially with Skylar White playing on the perimeter. So Stanley did a good enough job on the day. As Defoe now goes to the right-hand hook. Lewis. Hesitation there, almost fumbles it. Gets the crossover, skipped to Stampley, and he'll step out of bounds.
I know Nick Lewis has been able to create a lot today, but you have to give the ball to the hard-running big coming down the middle of the floor. Robertin sprinted and was able to post up in front, and he didn't get the ball that time.
Would you be upset if you were Robertin?
Oh, absolutely. Give me the ball.
Give me the ball. Here's Ward-Hibbert. Screen comes up for Green. Sets it on the inside of Nick Lewis's body. Ward-Hibbert trying to find the next pass. McGill. Stepping and sliding, holding it around. No basket. 3-second violation is called there for Green. Setting up camp in the paint.
Yeah, just a little too long in there, but I like the idea of sealing inside. But the pass was just a little late.
Green. Happy with the decision there with the officials. Admits he was in the paint for the allotted time. And now Boursier, he just doesn't look comfortable on the ball early here. It is tough when you've got guys like Jordan Johnson applying pressure. Lewis, Stampley trying to find room against Josh Ward-Hibbert. Robertson's going to go mid-range, and that's good to go. Robertson says, Darius, I can shoot mid-range too.
You can do, I can do too. It's a great, nice little mid-range right there.
McGill fires up a three. Rebound for Lee. This is a really positive start to this game for the Manchester Giants. Inside to Robertson. And he does keep it in play somehow. Now Green. Hands it off to McGill, back off to Green. Green's going to go up strong, and that's great defense from the Manchester Giants, just standing strong. Nick Stampley now going to the left hand, got the extra elevation, and one great play.
It looked like he was floating for a second there. I don't know if he stepped onto foul or what happened. Nice time up to finish, and one.
Well, we'll have a quick break right here, but it's Manchester. They have the advantage. We'll be back shortly.
I'm old school with my
We
thinking.
are back off the break now. Nick Stampley, the elevation, stepping on Darius Defoe on his way to the rack.
I really like the way Manchester have started this game. They're pushing the pace with Newcastle, and they're getting great results from it, with Stampley going to the line for one.
This will take the score to 17-9. 8-point lead for the Manchester Giants. Plenty of time in this game, of course, for the Eagles to settle in. Austin Jr., he'll fire up a triple. He had plenty of space given to him to take that shot. Handoff here from Lewis. Lawton into the game for the first time. Down low now. Match thrown out of play. Turnover for the Giants. They can't be sloppy. Newcastle are a team that will punish them for that.
They can't. They did the right thing by giving up the Larry Austin three, because he's averaging less than 30% from the three-point line, but then you have to capitalize on the other end.
Johnson. Ward-Hibbert for three. Rattles around, rebound for Lawton. Evan Walsh. You know what he does, Evan Walsh. He goes head down, right to the rack, score in transition.
He has great coordination and timing in his drives. He changes up the pace of his steps. He changes up the way he attacks the rim, and that's what makes him so difficult to guard, especially in the open floor.
He takes the lead to 10. Oh, big rejection, volleyball spike. A Austin Lawton says, get that out of my house.
Super athletic play right there, as we hopefully get to see it again. Larry Austin drive. Absolutely not today, my friend, not today.
Lawton rising up to reject the defender. End line possession, though, for the Eagles. They try and find pass here, gets it to the safety pass in the hands of Del Pesh, who hands off to Johnson. He's heavily contested. Great block from Stampley. Lee, he's going to pull up mid-range. William Lee. It's all Manchester Giants right now. Who is this team? Where have they been all season?
Hey, they were ready for this game. They came out knowing every game matters to them. And they've started really, really well today.
Ward Hibbert. Crossover. Strong drive from him, and this time the swipe hits the arm, and William Lee asking for a travel. The foul will be called on Austin Lawton.
And a lovely attack again by Josh Ward-Hibbert. What a privilege to have someone like that on your team. He does it all, really. He grinds for you on the defensive end. He guards your best player. And on the other end, he's able to shoot the three and attack at a high level. And Newcastle back at the free throw line. Hopefully they get a rhythm from this.
Without a doubt, sometimes, and I said this in yesterday's game, when, you know, the ball's not going in your favor, the shots aren't falling, just need to find a way to get to the line or get to the basket, to be able to see that ball go through the net, just chip away at the opponent's run.
Absolutely, and Josh Ward-Hibbert likes to play against Manchester. In a previous game, he had 20 points, 6 rebounds and 4 assists against this Manchester team, so he knows he can get it done.
Goes 2 for 2 for the line. Josh Ward-Hibbert stops the bleeding. And the fans getting behind their boys in green. William Lee hands it straight back over to Walsh, waits for the screen from Lawton. Walsh pump fakes the three. William Lee's got to get the shot off. It does hit the rim. That was a little forced there. That's the first missed 2-point field goal attempt in this game for the Manchester Giants. And 2 shots to come now for Del Pesh as he battles his way to the rim.
Yeah, Newcastle is so dangerous in the open floor. Even if you don't turn it over, but you take a bad shot on the offensive end, they will punish you coming downhill.
Del Pesh will go to the line. Malcolm Del Pesh is averaging 6 points per game for the Eagles, 4.3 rebounds. Of course, we've seen him in this league wearing a Bristol Flyers jersey.
Definitely no stranger to the British Basketball League. I just like what he does for every team he's a part of. He's really solid. He knows his role, he finishes well, and hopefully he makes his free throw.
Well, he makes that second one as well. No curse of the commentator for you. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the first. Manchester Giants up by 9. Walsh cutting through the paint. The ball eventually finds its way to Stampley. That comes off the back of the iron into the hands of McGill. Had a tough shot.
Yeah, both ends are kind of forcing shots at the moment. I'd like to see a bit more execution, a little bit more patience to get great looks rather than just okay or good looks.
Coach Kyler telling them how it is. We like the honesty. Here's McGill. Spencer. Hands off to Johnson. Del Pesh sets the screen there. He's going to roll off it. Jordan Johnson's going to find room for 3. Del Pesh is going to get the rebound and slips out of his paws, should we say.
No, lovely hands by Evan Walsh there, though, because Del Pesh had an open dunk, I thought, on that rebound, and Walsh was just able to get a little tip in and knock it off of Del Pesh.
Full court pressure now from the Eagles. Lee. Evan Walsh is going to go for the deep triple, and that's short. A step in, it might have been good. Now Walsh will have Jordan Johnson back to basket, and he's going to go up strong against him. The correct decision.
Crafty, patient, strong. Really nice move there by Walsh.
McGill. Very good this time. Now Johnson's going to have a go. Johnson's on the money for three.
And the best time to shoot a three is off of an offensive rebound. That's a great job by Newcastle to get it out to the shooter of Johnson, and he knocks it down.
Evan Walsh back to basket again against Johnson, and that's what he's trying to identify, the isolation there between these two. But Johnson got quick hands as he makes the steal, and Ricky McGill goes down the other end and knocks down another triple.
And that's what makes Newcastle so dangerous, is especially their guard play, and the likes of McGill, Johnson, Austin Jr. and Josh Ward-Hibbert, who can kind of play both guard and forward.
William Lee, nice seal inside against Josh Ward-Hibbert. And William Lee flexes off, lets out a roar from the Giants.
Another British basketball I call vet at this point. William Lee knows the game and knows this league, and he knows how he can be effective. He can shoot from the outside, he can post up smaller players. Lovely job. And we've seen a lot of and-ones today.
That's what we like to see. Tough defense, though. Everybody putting their hands in the mixer. What we don't like to see is a lot of referees' whistles, but and-ones, we can run with that. William Lee from Plantersville, Alabama, the Alabama Jammer, misses that free throw. He can really get up, and that guy has some incredible bounce. This season, you've seen a wider array of his skill set. One of the things he was known for, the Leicester Riders, was throwing it down, and no basket there. Scott Spencer trying to beat the buzzer. At the end of the first quarter, the Manchester Giants have the lead in this game, but the Newcastle Eagles are hot on their heels. It's time for a break. We'll be back with you straight after this. Welcome back to Manchester. Advantage to the Giants, 25-18 the scores on the doors. Incredible scoring performance in the first quarter for the Manchester Giants. They're shooting 73% from the field. The Newcastle Eagles just 30% adjusting to the rims. As Nicholas Lewis comes up with a steal, breaking away. William Lee just couldn't catch that right in transition, but Nick Lewis is going to throw it up anyway. Look to the crowd.
Splashes that one in. As we talked about before, fearless. He just wants to play. He's a hard worker on both ends of the floor.
Josh Ward-Hibbert, immediate reply for the Newcastle Eagles. Much better start to this second quarter for them.
Yeah, the guard play from both teams are going to be exciting throughout the entire game.
Staggered action into the hands of Walsh. Handoff now to Harris. Walsh gets it back as Robertin. Looks inside, but Evan Walsh, he's just going to jack it up.
Everyone's having a go at a three-pointer at the beginning of this quarter, huh?
3 triples back to back to back. As Johnson, can he follow it up? Yes, he can. That's 4 triples in a row now. Both teams shooting the lights out.
As a shooter myself, I love seeing this start to this quarter.
Are we going to have any more? Any more for any more? Here's Nicholas Lewis. Walsh. The handoff again. Harris almost loses that. He's on his knees right now. He's looking for a timeout. That's the rookie error of most Americans in this league. When they first come here and they're trying to adjust to FIBA rules. The foul is called here against Spencer. But, you know, that's the transition after it. You played college basketball in the States. You know, the ruling is that you can call a timeout in that break of play, right?
Yeah, you can. As a player on the floor, if you're having some issues to stop any jump balls or to stop a turnover, you can call a timeout in the middle of a game. So it's definitely an adjustment coming to the British Basketball League, knowing only your coach can do it during dead times of the game.
No safe space in FIBA rules. No chance to call that timeout to save you from harm. Nick Lewis tries to find Robert in there, but didn't quite read the play. It was also a little low for the big man. Green, bounce pass to the corner. 3 ball, Johnson, no good.
They are human.
They are human. Evan Walsh to the right hand, running out again. Evan Walsh has started this game brilliantly. He's now got 9 points for himself. Delpeche, mid-range, jumper good to go.
High-scoring start to this second quarter. Everyone's getting involved.
Both teams going blow for blow. 8-8 the quarter score. After that flurry of triples, a turnover here now. Josh Ward-Hibbert, he was driving an unsportsmanlike foul called by the official. Just explain this to us a little bit about that call, Kyla.
Yeah, it's a tough one, and I think officials are definitely looking out for it in the more recent seasons. You see it a lot in European competitions, the quick foul to stop transition, which you do want to do against Newcastle, but you have to make it more obvious that you're going for the ball rather than just stopping the player.
And now, as a result of the unsportsmanlike foul, 2 shots to come. Josh Ward-Hibbert.
And we saw, sorry to interrupt, but we saw Josh Ward-Hibbert get a rhythm from shooting from the free throw line. He then comes out and hits the 3. So we'll see if this carries on the momentum for him.
Starting to stuff the stat sheet already. He's just going to fix the net there quickly. I tell you what, it's pretty quiet for an away player shooting a free throw right now. It doesn't sound too loud.
Maybe the silence will make him more nervous.
Yeah, it's true. But they get in there, the Manchester fans. There's 2 out of 2 from the line for Josh Ward-Hibbert. Larry Austin Jr. will check into the game to replace him. It'll be a sideline possession as a result of the unsportsmanlike foul. Jordan Johnson ready to inbound. McGill had some room there, really. But they'll get the ball in nonetheless. Johnson trying to find an angle for this screen. Gets it into Delpeche. Drives strong to the rack. McGill tries to tip it. Delpeche offensive rebound. Robertin comes up with it. Lewis. William Lee. Nice pump fake. Sells 2 defenders. Borsier not quite sure where to go with it from there. The Giants need to reset. The shot clock is winding down. You know what time it is. Evan Walsh handing it off. Robertin on the buzzer beater jam. Real smart play, nice patience there.
I love that by Manchester. Normally they take quite quick shots, but that time they didn't panic as Taj Green hits another 3 for the game. Shooting it really well, 2 for 2 right now from the 3 for him. But that was a great job by Manchester, not panicking, not worrying about missing any opportunities and just finding an open Robertin.
Borsier, just a little off key there. Larry Austin Jr. driving off the glass for 2, and all of a sudden it's a 2-point game.
Lovely job by him, getting up in the air and getting a little English spin to finish that layup.
English spin? What's English spin? It is Lewis. I'm going to call it that from now on. English spin.
You haven't heard of that?
No, I haven't, man. I don't ever use English spin when I make layups. Robertson again. They've done such a great job of going downhill, and you know, if you're the Newcastle Eagles, you're trying to stop this layup from going in, but now they're starting to dump it off to Robertson. He was getting ignored earlier on, and for a reason.
Exactly, that's the hardest thing. When you have guards really driving hard to the basket and you know they can finish, you have to step up as a defender. And that's just leaving Robertson too open for these finishes.
And that's end-line possession for the Eagles. Robertson will take a quick break. As Mark Stewart has a quick chat with the referee. It's almost stolen.
What I like about that substitution with Robertson and Lawton right now is like for like, really hard athleticism. We've already seen one block by Lawton that he can bring.
Well, the Eagles do turn it over. Borsier calls it out, and this is the same action that they start with every time. They look to set up that double screen, the stagger, and they play off of it. Different motions from it to create opportunities to score the ball. We'll see it a little later on. Here's Lewis, one-legged triple. Would have been great if that went in. They've got the offensive rebound here. Evan Walsh, great use of his body there. Leverage of the elbow, finishes off the right-hand side.
Absolutely, he did a great job trying to create space with that elbow without extending.
Delpeche almost catches a body there. Austin Lawton hits the deck hard.
He went up for that one. Wow.
Delpeche was going for the highlight reel. He was going for top 10 plays. It was almost similar to that Cam Christen dunk, or missed dunk, should I say, the last time these two teams, or Cheshire and Manchester, played. Delpeche almost had a monster play, but he'll go to the line nonetheless. Stampley will check in. Lawton heads to the bench. Delpeche makes the first of those.
64% free throw shooter. I like how aggressive he's been so far in this game.
Yeah, he's definitely started on a positive note. You know, at times it's arguable that we've not seen him at the level we're expected to see him play at this season.
You have to understand it's a different team though, so his role will change depending on what Coach Struthel really wants.
Agreed. Well, moment of adjustment. This would be the great time to be hitting form. As Borsier goes inside, William Lee, turn around, fade away. Easy money for William Lee.
A lovely turnaround, especially with Johnson on him, the smaller guard. He was able to elevate. Oh, lovely dunk right there. We've seen everything from Taj Green today.
Knocking down triples and hammering it down. That time on the play, Taj Green. Here's William Lee. Pulling up mid-range. Foul is called. He's going to go up for 2.
And he almost got that one to go as well. When he elevates, he's so unguardable because he's so long. He's taller than a lot of the players that have to guard him because he's quick. So you can't have a big guard him for the mismatch. And he's able to elevate over anyone.
Well, we're going to head for a break right now. We'll be back after this. Manchester still in the lead, but only just. Newcastle are putting up a fight. Coach Brian Simonian. He's got a naughty NBA badge on there. I feel like he deserves a telling off, Kyla. We want to see that British Basketball League branding.
I know, he needs to represent.
Represent out here, say the NBA. Well, look at that. Still high scoring for the Manchester Giants. They're in fine form today, especially this man, William Lee.
Yeah, you say it's not the NBA. Have you seen those percentages, though? 93% field goals right now.
Yeah, going off. And it's made all the difference to this Manchester Giants team. We know one of their battles this season has been consistency, but when they play like this, oh, really tough outfit. Defoe, yeah, back him down. Big rebound for Green, tips it in for two.
That's what makes Sarge Green so special. He does everything for them. He's so physical down low, and he's able to get second chance points for this Newcastle team.
Stampley. Now into the hands of Walsh. Borsier. He's going to try. Oh, nice work from Borsier. Just a little nervous on the finish there. Stampley. Taj Green gets a piece of that. Had a great body shake there, Borsier, to get by Johnson. He just got a little shy on the finish.
I think I was surprised how open he might have been.
Yeah. Jordan Johnson, pump fake for him, goes up strong and finishes off the glass. And the timeout will be called as the Manchester Giants are still in the lead, but only by 2 now. They're led by as many as 12 points in this game, but Newcastle Eagles are settling in and starting to make plays, Kyla.
They are, and it's through the misses now of Manchester being able to push the ball in transition. Got a nice block by Taj Green to start their offense. And when you have guards like Johnson to get to the rim, it's hard. And basketball is a rhythm game, right? It's a game of mistakes, there's ups and downs. And right now, Newcastle are looking to tie this game up.
Let's see what Coach Mark Schutel has to say.
Get going. There can't be any mental lapses with getting shooters off the line, okay? There can't be any mental lapses now getting shooters off the line. Look, with this lineup, they've got 4 guards out there. I want to go 3 down, and I want to put T in the corner and Josh here. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, Darius here, Rick here, Larry here. So T regular, like, as in, even at the floor, stay here, okay? That makes sense. We hit. Back screen, see if we can play off that. Hey, and again, if we get to this point and he's in his post work, try and set him where he's ceiling. If he gets to his post work, make sure the space. Hey, I need 3 minutes of small defense here. This is the last thing. Have a 0 in the opening floor defensively. Okay? We have a 0 in the opening floor defensively.
All right, then. That was good insight there from Coach Mark Schutel. You can see what he drew up there, the 3-down action, a slight change of player roles within that play, but also saying we need to be smart defensively.
Yeah, he said it. He said you cannot let William Lee get hot. And that's what he looks like he's trying to do. He understands what that would look like if Manchester are able to get Lee to continue going. And again, they're trying to run Manchester off the line. They understand they can't allow them to get easy 3-point looks.
Well, here is Borsier. Let's see if they can put what coach says into practice. Nick Lewis does find room to get up the 3, but it was a tough shot. Great save there from Evan Walsh. He's sitting courtside now, inside to William Lee. He misses, offensive rebound, and the foul is eventually called. Great persistence from the Giants.
Yeah, exactly that. Persistence is what they look like this, today in this game. Great job by Evan Walsh to grab that ball before it goes out. And the patience of the Manchester Giants today to find good looks most of the time is working, and they're rewarded by going to the free throw line.
Well, I will say, in that Cheshire Phoenix game where I watched them last, you know, there was a real horrible atmosphere in the arena, on the bench with the players. They just looked really disheartened. They looked really down. Body language was slumped. You know, Legion Robertin fouled out of the game. Things were going from bad to worse. And they seem to have just come together, rejuvenated, and been like, look, fellas, no matter what happens, we just got to try and stay positive, play our game, and see if we can get things over the line.
Exactly that. And they've had some issues with injury throughout the year. But at the end of the day, they're professional basketball players. They understand they've got a season to finish. They want to finish at the highest possibility in the league. And they've come out looking like they're a team today.
Well, Taj Green now in the post against Stampley. Great strong stance from Stampley, and the foul is called on the floor here. He'll feel a little hard done by Stampley, but I think it was a hand check foul.
But if you're Coach Strudel, you're happy about that execution. That's exactly what he drew up for Taj Green to get the post up, and I got something positive out of it.
Inside now, Larry Austin Jr. trying to find space, but he's amongst the tall trees in there. William Lee rejects him.
William Lee's doing everything today. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists already.
Triple is good to go. Taj Green again.
Yeah, this man is doing everything also.
He's got 13 points personal. He is now 3 for 3 from downtown. Borsier. Stampley with the swing through, gets 2 feet in the paint. Now the cracks are starting to show a little bit in their offense. It's deflected, and it will be a Newcastle Eagles ball. Smart recognition from Josh Ward-Hibbert to leave that and let it go. See where they go here now. The screen comes for Defoe to rise up and set a screen for Larry Austin Jr., but he almost loses that. It's sideline now with 6 seconds on the shot clock, 1:37 remaining in the half. 1-point ball game. Can the Newcastle Eagles take the lead here in this possession? They've got the chance to do so. The screen for Defoe. Josh Ward-Hibbert gives it back to Green. Firing up again, Taj Green.
And why not go back to Taj Green, who, as you said, was 3 for 3 from the 3 and just hit another just inside the 3-point line this time. But he's feeling it from the outside today.
He's got the hot hand. Lewis going downhill, Nick Lewis, and doesn't need the touch from Stampley. Lewis will finish.
And that's where he started the game, going downhill, so it's good to see him get back into that. It's a great option for this Manchester Giants team.
McGill. He's going to drive and no bucket. It's an offensive foul against Ricky McGill. Camera pans to Evan Walsh. The man helping to get that call in his favor as McGill heads to the bench. Johnson will check in. It's a great stand there, but I don't know quite where the offensive foul was. Was it on a push-off on the arm, would you see?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. There wasn't too much to it, but the referee has a better angle than us, so we must have seen something to call that on McGill.
Josh Ward-Hibbert making an absolute nuisance of himself on defense here.
I love it.
Right, he's not doing anything illegal. He's just putting body to body. He's not leaning onto him. He's just saying, look, I'm here. You're not going to get this ball easy. If you want it, you're going to have to work me to get the ball.
Look, Nick Lewis has 12 points already, so Josh Ward-Hibbert's trying to keep the ball out of his hands.
It's exactly the mentality you want from your players as a coach. Here's Lee. Yeah, there's a foul there as Larry Austin Jr. pulls the shirt of Evan Walsh as he escapes him. Larry Austin Jr. It's his second personal foul. Just to let you know, Ricky McGill's now on 3 personal fouls as well. He's in foul trouble. That will potentially affect the rotation. A technical foul called on Larry Austin Jr. That'll be his 3rd personal foul. So 2 of their guards now, Austin Jr. and Ricky McGill, have 3 fouls apiece.
Yeah, that really hurts Newcastle. And when you said McGill had 3, I said it's okay. Newcastle have enough guards to kind of generate to the second half with McGill on the bench, but with him and Austin Jr. on the bench, that makes it tough, even with 45 seconds left in this half.
Walsh makes the free throw from the technical. So Manchester Giants free throws again here. Team foul trouble for the Newcastle Eagles. So 2 shots now to come for Walsh.
Evan Walsh has just really come into himself. I actually went to Oakland's with him, and he played a very similar style of basketball as you see now, but it's just elevated to a different level.
You know, at the 6'4" age group, not everybody's body is completely formed, and he's grown a little bit. He's got a little bulkier. He spent some time in NBL Division 1, spent that time at the Riders where he would have learnt a lot, and also the time at the Surrey Scorchers where he performed incredibly well. And now he's had an opportunity to make a bigger difference in this Manchester Giants team, where he comes off the bench, sometimes he starts, and he can play a good amount of minutes. You know, in the championship this season, he averages just under 20 minutes per game, and it gives him room to develop.
It does, and he's over 10 points a game. That's a great baseline out of bounds right there by Newcastle. A nice screen for a finish for Taj Green.
Inside, easy look for him. He continues to put points on the board. 17 points personal for Taj Green in the first half. Standout performer for the Newcastle Eagles. Lewis, one-on-one with Josh Ward-Hibbert. He's going to drive, kick to Borsier. Evan Walsh finds room for the three, fading away. Evan Walsh lighting it up.
Lovely three by Evan Walsh there, but there's no nonsense to that shot. It's just a catch and three.
Well,
not long left.
The clock is winding down. Jordan Johnson, what can Newcastle find here? Scott Spencer can't make it. It's 53-48. A wonderful start to this game for the Manchester Giants, namely the first quarter that went 25-18. The Newcastle Eagles won the second quarter 25-30. We have a real ball game on our hands at this moment in time, so make sure you don't go anywhere. We've got more analysis coming up after the break. Welcome back to the British Basketball League Championship fixture between the Manchester Giants and the Newcastle Eagles. Well, coming into this game, you would have thought it would have been a straightforward procedure for the Newcastle Eagles, but it's not been that, Kyla.
It's not. Manchester have done a really good job right now, especially in the two-point field goal range. 80% from the field.
Well, let's take a look at some more halftime stats to talk about then. And it is that 80% that's made the difference from two-point range. 4 for 11 from behind the arc. Newcastle Eagles have hung around, though, with their three-point shooting.
They have definitely hung around with their three-point shooting. Their percentages aren't bad at all. And if you look, they've got 6 steals of the 9 turnovers for Manchester Giants. We're used to seeing them capitalize from that more.
7 points apiece from turnovers for both teams. Take a look at the tail of the half. If you've just joined us, you want to find out how are the Manchester Giants in the lead in this game. Well, we've already mentioned they scored the ball incredibly well. They've done it from all areas. Legion Robertin, he's got himself 8 points personal in this game. Taj Green is having a phenomenal first half. 17 points, 3 for 3 from downtown. Nick Lewis started strongly. He's got 12 points and 2 assists to his name as well.
Yeah, and they're all doing it from all around the court. From the inside, getting easy layups, and from the outside, as you see right there from Bortier, hitting threes. It's been a great offensive stint for both sides. It's been an exciting game to watch.
Manchester with that extra player in rotation has really helped them out. This is that play from Stampley where he basically took a step on Darius Defoe to get to the bucket. Evan Walsh, he also has 17 points personal, 2 assists, 2 rebounds to his name. He's helped his team out. Ricky McGill, Larry Austin Jr., they're in foul trouble for the Newcastle Eagles. They've got 3 fouls apiece, which means they're going to be a little short-handed early on coming into the second half. William Lee has put himself about 10 points for William Lee in this first half of action. And Josh Ward-Hibbert has come off the bench and given the Newcastle Eagles what they signed him for. 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, doing a little bit of everything as well.
Everything, and that's what you get from Josh Ward-Hibbert game in, game out. But right now, this Manchester Giants team are really exciting.
And there is the lane there from Larry Austin Jr. Taj Green, the chance to knock down another triple. Well, in fact, he stepped inside and made it a 2 as Newcastle closed that gap. The Manchester Giants led by as many as 12 points in this game. Well, look, both of these teams have been in action recently, more so the Newcastle Eagles as they took on the Caledonia Gladiators. That's the first reel of highlights that you're going to see. And then after that, we will show you the highlights from the Bristol Flyers versus Cheshire Phoenix game last night, which was a big one. Take a look at this.
Defoe, why not? Oh, he's seeing it. He's seen it tonight, and he's on fire. 3 in a row.
What are you like,
Beautiful pass to Onwas, cutting on the baseline. Poaches it out of the air, and he's going to get out the other end. Can't finish it. Wow. Back and forth they go, and it is in the end. Jordan Johnson, who started all that chaos, ends up with a bucket. Look at the defense crashing. The blue jerseys just crushing the inside. Nice touch pass there, up and under, and a nice finish from Malcolm Delpeche. On cue.
There he is, the Czech Republic international.
Mike Bothwell going to the left hand as he slices down the baseline, and we are back to a 1-point ball game. 4:40 to play in the third. Deep range 3 coming. How about Ricky McGill from deep range, the pride of Spring Valley, New York. Johnson, the quick first step, drives again. This time he's fouled in the act, and he'll get the and one. That was a good pass.
It was indeed.
Oh, nice layup. Cuts through and gets it to fall.
Moore Jr. that gets an easy slam.
Clifton Moore Jr. pulled a Georgetown right there as he gave it to the wrong man. And Darius Defoe, you got to feed the big man if he's going to run. Palizza time.
Wow, well, you called it.
I'm telling you.
You were asking where he was.
Where is Palizza? Darius Defoe thought about the reverse, pulled it back out. Ricky McGill. There you go. Ian McDonald, John Paul Heron, and Matt Lloyd have had enough of Gareth Murray for tonight. And I think Gareth Murray may get an early start on the change to go to the locker room as he has been assessed a second technical foul. Final 3 seconds tick away. Who had the better cameo in that promo? And a shot at the buzzer, and they're going to count it. What a show it was down the stretch. It was the Newcastle Eagles 105-93.
Wow, look at the hand strap on Brad Green. He had 3 guys trying to rip the ball out of his hands. Right, needs to look up to find his teammates, does just that. And going all the way again, Cam Kristen finishing at the rim. Screen coming now for Kristen, offsets it. He's just gonna go alone though, and won't count it. Cam Kristen is on fire right now. Oh my goodness, that might be the 3 of the season. Check the footwork on that, Edie Johnson. Lucas drives to the right hand and a nice little return of points here for the Bristol Flyers. Get a nice look here, Cheshire Phoenix. Kristen blocked away by Brad Green. He said, I had enough of you pouring points in my bucket. Here's Jacob flying through the defense. Aaron Wright is going to eat him up on the way to the bucket. That's a mismatch all over. Calling for the screen from Green, but he rejects it. Nice work there from Lucas. The pass into the corner. Skylar White, he's going to let it fly, and he's going to rattle it in for 3. Goodness me. Huge triple. As now Lucas, he's on the prowl, gets the steal, bounce pass. Thomas Edwards. Oh, looked like it could have been an and one, but Cheshire breaking out. Rideau, he'll finish on the other side of the rim too. Stolen away. Johnson behind the back. Showtime. White, he wants it again. Come here, Brad Green. Skylar White is playing point center. Aaron Wright, and 1 punches the air between the legs. He's got to go here. He does go. It's a 2-point game. And another timeout call by Coach Ben Thomas. They were running out of ideas. Now here's Bristol's chance. Are they going to win it? Are they going to go to overtime? Bradley for the win. No! And a rebound for Rye as Cheshire Phoenix escape the Wise Arena with the victory. The streak continues. 9-0. Cheshire Phoenix are 9-0 since their trophy campaign. What an incredible finish to this game. Welcome to Manchester National Basketball Performance Centre. Great game on our hands between the Giants and the Eagles. But if you want to see some more incredible, unbeatable basketball, check this out. The All-Star Game is coming.
The game of basketball requires a high level of concentration, advanced physical skills, and a deep knowledge of strategy. It's also an unbeatable fun.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nothing beats unbeatable basketball.
Get it, boys.
Nothing beats high-flying dunks. Nothing beats three-pointer from deep. Wow. Woo. Nice. Nothing beats selecting your favourite players from the north and south. Nothing beats the best basketball entertainment. Watching the UK's best ballers, the sickest skills in the UK. It's the All-Star Game, baby. Unbeatable All-Stars, March 17th, London Copper Box. Woo!
Make sure you do not miss the All-Star Game at the Copper Box Arena, March 17. You need to make your votes now. Scan the QR code on the screen. Let us know who you'd put in there. We got two teams from the North right now playing today, Kyla. You going to give us some names? Who would you put in that North lineup?
I mean, we have to go off today's game as well, and I think Taj Green has shown a huge stint to why he should be an all-star. I think he's doing a great job. Nick Lewis, another great a guy that could be a part of that. There's so much talent in this league that you could really select anyone and still create a great all-star.
Larry Austin Jr. to the right hand for two to get the Newcastle Eagles account open. Well, let's not go that far. You can't just select anyone, Kyla.
All right, I'm being too nice. Yeah. But I mean, as you just seen, there's a lot of guards from Newcastle that could be a part of it. Austin Jr., Ricky McGill, I really like in that. And even with 3 fouls, he's starting. And this guy right here is another one that could be added.
Jordan Johnson is indeed one of the players you could think about all-star. Newcastle Eagles firing out the blocks. Quick 4 points in transition, in fast break. Manchester Giants need to respond. Borsier, that will do it. That will be a great response.
Yeah, that's the response Manchester wanted and needed right now. I think the biggest thing for them is to be able to stay up in this lead. They don't want to cut it close with Newcastle at the end of a game.
McGill, despite the foul trouble, Mark Stutel trusting Larry Austin Jr. and McGill and Jordan Johnson to get it done. He'll knock that down, have a quick look at the opponent's bench.
Jordan Johnson is just a scorer. Out and out scorer. He knows how to get that ball in the bucket.
Nick Lewis from deep. No response to the triple from the Newcastle Eagles. McGill now. Jordan Johnson static here as Stampley. Little stumble as Jordan fires that one up. Not sure coach will be too happy with that.
Little bit of a heat check, but I just think it's too early for that. You've hit one in a rhythm shot. Let's find more rhythm shots like that for yourself.
Lee. Nick Lewis going downhill. Nice hold on that, but his finish was too much power on it. And now Larry Austin Jr. goes to the reverse, and there we have it. Newcastle Eagles are back in the lead.
And it's all through transition offense right now. Newcastle are one of the best in the league, pushing the ball downhill on missed shots and turnovers. And I think in the first half, they didn't capitalize. This third quarter, they're making everything.
Ball thrown up there, and now it's Taj Green. Time for him to get up and throw it down. Hey, coach, call a timeout. We're up by 3. You're gonna need to talk it over. Put in the phone call, Taj Green says, as he takes his tally to 19 points personal. I'm just a bit disappointed that he did do some 360 through the windmill, all that kind of stuff. We know he's got that in his locker.
I know, come on, Taj Green. That's a warm-up dunk right there.
That is less than a warm-up. That's like a layup for him. But yes, big-time play. And Newcastle Eagle have come out the blocks, as I mentioned, firing. What's the reason behind that, Kyla?
Right here, as you see, 19 fast break points throughout the game, and that's what they live on, is pushing the ball downhill, and it starts on defense, right? They're forcing Manchester to play a lot slower, to not get great looks, which is causing them to be able to push it faster on the other end.
Those missed shots, Manchester will be ruining them. There's a coaching team from Manchester talking up. Callum Jones, also the veteran, giving some choice words to William Lee.
Yeah, we have to remember this Manchester team has hardly been with a full roster throughout the season. We got injuries in Jamal Anderson and, as you just said, Callum Jones, the vet. So it would be good to see them all come back together and be able to play at the level they've been playing throughout the game.
Boursier, can they respond out of this timeout? Lee. Robertin. Looking to find Stampley here. Can't quite get it to him. He's fighting with McGill for a spot. And McGill reads that. It's the stolen away. And Eagles to the right hand. Larry Austin Jr. again.
Nice job. And what makes these Newcastle guards especially so special is their ability to play one-on-one defense and get live ball steals to create that transition.
Boursier up top to William Lee. He'll pull up mid-range. That's not good to go. Little cold spell here now for the Giants as Jordan Johnson trying to find the next pass. Larry Austin Jr. for three. Doesn't quite get that one. Boursier inside to Robertin, and much needed points on the board for Manchester.
I've been really impressed with how Robertin runs the floor in transition. He gets down there and the Giants are starting to find him for easy finishes like that.
Green sets the screen and the ball skipped to Jordan Johnson, and the Eagles missed that one.
And it's hard if you're Johnson trying to shoot over the likes of Robertin right there. Great job just standing, being tall and forcing a tough floater.
William Lee knocked away from his possession by Defoe, but it's reclaimed. Nick Lewis out of nowhere fires that one up, and the foul is called here.
I just don't think Manchester can rely on those kind of shots. I know they were hot early, but how do you continue to score the ball at a high level? And long term, you can't make shots like that, although we've seen it from Nick Lewis throughout the season. Just couldn't knock that one down. I like them going for second chance opportunities.
Well, from a coaching perspective, if he makes it, then you're like, oh, all right. But
yeah.
At the same time, you're like, oh, come on, man. Foul called there on Taj Green. That's his first personal foul in the game. First team foul for the Newcastle Eagles. Stampley, the handoff. Lawton trying to find position against Jordan Johnson. Back out to Stampley. Stampley for three. No one there to collect the rebound. Johnson will have it. Nice deflection from William Lee, getting back in transition. Great determination there from the Giants. Stampley, Austin Lawton. He wants to dunk two.
Giving Newcastle a taste of their own medicine going downhill right there. But that's because they took a better shot on the other end with Stampley's three. He didn't make it, but it set them up better defensively.
Manchester Giants have got possession back here.
It's good to see the fight in these Giants. Sometimes they go down and they've struggled to come back up and keep the game close, but they're all in it right now.
The energy in the crowd is definitely setting the tone for their performance as well. Evan Walsh checking back into the game. Stampley heads to the bench. Nick Lewis skips it across to Boursier. Nice pass to Lawton, and he's going to throw it down again. Back-to-back jams for Austin Lawton.
And a great pass by Boursier. Yeah, he already knew that Lawton would be wide open. It was a little touch pass to get it there, on time, on target, for the flush.
Change in the lead now as Taj Green rolls it on the floor to Johnson. 5 minutes on the clock here in the third. Manchester by one. Oh, going all the way. Ricky McGill just beats the defense easily. No help defense inside.
Such a quick first step.
Walsh looks along the baseline to find Borsier. Nick Lewis, he's got a three-point opportunity. Off to the left, fight for the offensive rebound. William Lee misses it. Taj Green and William Lee both have their hands on it, and they'll wrestle down together. Neither one of them wanting to let go of the ball. Little smile on their face as well.
Yeah, that's a pride thing right there. You don't want to be the one.
Ready to get the third quarter back underway. Jordan Johnson, that man, a double-double. 13 points and a sneaky 10 assists to his name in this game. McGill, bounce pass inside to Green. Oh, what a block from Lawton. Stop in the name of the law.
You're proud of that one, aren't you?
Very proud. Big time block from Lawton against Green. It was either going to be a post or a block, and that's a double dribble violation. Lawton went to pass it to the opponent. However, he might have a case here. He didn't dribble, and he released the ball with two hands. I'd have to watch it back, really. There's that block. But he released the ball with two hands. If he lets it bounce and then he continues dribbling, he's fine. But I think he picked it up again.
Yeah, shame getting the block on one end and having the turnover. That was a tough one.
So hope it doesn't come to bite them. Delpesh comes up. Big offensive rebound. Johnson. Josh Ward-Hibbert in the corner for three. And a foul is called here. An offensive foul will be called on Delpesh for pushing in and amongst the rabble underneath the basket.
You have to respect the determination to try and get the O boards. He just cleared up and got one, but you have to do it without pushing in the back.
Oh, come on, you know, that's the dark arts. You gotta try
Sneaky
and find
shove.
Yeah, you gotta find, you know, the referee don't see it, they don't see it, and you get the rebound. William Lee, great footwork there. Fade away, William Lee, if he'd have made that, would have been a great bucket, but doesn't. He misses. And now, inside, Taj Green. Can't block me this time.
And we just keep talking about transition for Newcastle is great.
Making the most of their opportunities. They're now in the lead by 3 minutes remaining in the third. 3 is the magic number right now.
It's getting a little chippy in this game.
Foul is called.
Going back to the previous play, as Josh Ward-Hibbert's a little fired up right there. I think the elevation from William Lee was a lot harder in that shot because he had Taj Green guarding him. And I like that matchup. I think Taj could do a really good job of contesting his jump shots.
His long arms, limbs, his body likened to that of Kevin Durant. Shorter version of. Great pass from Walsh to find Boursier. Newcastle on the defensive end. Manchester keeping the possession alive. Nick Lewis finds room, and everybody crashing the boards today for the Manchester Giants.
Yeah, they're starting to tally up their second chance points, and I like that Nick Lewis has been aggressive on the likes of Ricky McGill, knowing he's on 3 fouls.
Delpeche mid-range. Great box out there from Boursier to avoid Green getting the offensive rebound. Lewis bounce pass inside, and Lawton looks to rise up, and Scott Spencer deflects that one away safely.
Yeah, good job stopping that right there and making Manchester have to take it out of bounds and set up a baseline out of bounds play. I like the previous little lob to Evan Walsh. He just couldn't finish it.
Ball into play. Nick Lewis driving, not been able to put the ball in the hoop since the first half. Bounce pass to Delpeche, and foul is called there. Lawton kind of reaching across.
Nice little bounce pass. We'd like to talk about coming off a ball screen. It's normally an early pass or a late lob a lot of the time. An early bounce right there for Delpeche.
Don't forget, there's lots of action coming up today here in the British Basketball League Championship. At 4:30, the Bristol Flyers take on the Surrey Scorchers. That's a massive game in the standings. Surrey won yesterday and Bristol lost. If Surrey win today, they bring the table even tighter towards the bottom. Caledonia Gladiators will take on the Leicester Riders. That's always a bumper fixture. Myself and Kyler Nelson will be taking you through that one. Make sure you join us here live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel and on Twitch. Over 2,000 people watching on Twitch right now as McGill fires that one up. Evan Walsh, beautiful drive to the basket. He's got that down to a T.
He did. He split the likes of Austin Jr. and I think it was Josh Ward-Hibbett right there. Splits them. The ball goes over. They can't get a steal, and nice 2 steps for that layup.
Reverse for 2. 19 points for him in this game. Evan Walsh enjoying himself, and now it's back to a Manchester 1-point lead. Game going to and fro. Brilliant watch in terms of a neutral entertainment perspective. Some scrappy basketball at times. Ward-Hibbett. Foul called on the floor.
Yeah, Newcastle are really sharing the ball well. There's extra passes, and they're not necessarily finishing, but they're getting foul calls on them, which means eventually they'll get to the free throw line for it.
Would you say that's, you know, a contrast compared to Manchester's offense, which seems to be a lot less about sharing the ball, but trying to find those individual moments and matchups to try and make a difference?
Absolutely. Manchester have one-on-one monsters that can go, but it just depends on production and efficiency for them, whereas Newcastle are able to be more consistent game in, game out because they're sharing the ball more.
Scott Spencer in the corner. Misses that one, and a great rebound now for the Giants. They're breaking forward here. Nick Lewis just about gets it to Harris. Euro step to the middle. Harris misses, Robertin fingertips. Stampley tries to save, but there's no one there to receive. 5v4 now on the offensive end. Still 5v4. Stampley just gets back, but it's too late. The triple is good for Johnson.
He's adding to a great performance. That's 16 points personally, with the double-double already in this third quarter, as you spoke about.
And now it's a 2-point lead for Newcastle. Evan Walsh forces the defender up, and a nice Euro step. Just didn't have enough power to finish. Shot was short, Delpeche, and that's a good foul there, really, from Nick Lewis.
No, it definitely is. Him being under a 70% free throw shooter, you don't want him to get any easy ones in transition right here. Make him earn it on the free throw line.
And, holding onto his shoulder there, having a little bit of an impact. That swipe down on the ball. Delpesh misses the first of those two. Just for those new followers to the game, like when we say it's a good foul, explain how that could be the case.
Yeah, so when the other team are going to be able to get an easy layup, as you see by Josh Ward-Hibbett there, and you know typically they're not a great free throw shooter, like Delpesh, who shoots under 70% from the free throw line. So you'd rather have him shoot from there than get an easy 2 points from the layup.
Of course, not having team foul trouble as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And a missed shot. The clock winds down, 5 seconds on it. Can they put some salt in the wound? Delpesh misses that, Harris launches it, and that's the end of the third quarter. It's a 4-point game, now in favor of the Newcastle Eagles. 66-70, the fourth and final quarter, 10 more minutes of action. No place should rather be. Come back straight after this break. Check this out, in the quarter break in Manchester. There must be some luck in the air. Half court. He's won the prize and it was unbelievable. He won himself a jersey. Yeah, he couldn't be happier. Look at that. Well, let's get this fourth and final quarter underway. Let's see if that luck of the Manchester Giants fans can translate to the floor as they trail by 4. They're putting a really strong performance here against the Newcastle Eagles. And I'm joined alongside Kyler Nelson in the commentary booth for this one as Harris throws that one up there. Offensive rebound and foul is called off the ball. Robertson's on the floor, the foul will be called on Delpesh.
Nice job by Robertson to be able to keep the possession alive. After a pull-up jump shot, I'm not too sure is going to get you back in the game. Manchester need to continue to execute and get good looks.
Jalen Harris has had limited minutes in this game. He's one of 2 Giants yet to put points on the board. The other one is Matthew Goodwin, who's not seen the floor yet. Nick Lewis can't quite connect with the inside players there as Johnson is fouled. William Lee trying to reach for the ball. Foul will be called on the floor. Sideline ball.
Good job stopping the fast break by William Lee there, and he got a poke with the ball, and that's why it wasn't called unsportsmanlike like the first half we saw.
Them long arms, man, reached around his whole body to poke it away.
Got a bit of an advantage there.
It's the top scorers for the Newcastle Eagles. Taj Green with 19. Johnson double-double, 16 points and 11 assists, or should I say 10 assists. Throwing it up to Delpeche. Nice work from Stampley to meet Delpeche in the air. Robertin just turns it straight over. Poor decision-making. Larry Austin Jr. And he's punished. The Manchester Giants on the other side of the floor. Stepped back and got the offensive rebound and the foul and one play.
Yeah, Larry Austin Jr. for his height, he gets quite a lot of offensive rebounds. He's a hustler. Great job continuing to fight for that and getting the and-one.
All came off that turnover.
But if I'm William Lee, I don't pass to Robertin on the move. You wait till he gets set inside in the block before you have to make decisions with the ball in his hand.
That turnover is turnover number 16 for the Manchester Giants. Missed the free throw, but they've got the offensive rebound. Ricky McGill for three. Oh my goodness, the Newcastle Eagles applying pressure to the wound.
That guard play is just really incredible. If one guy isn't hurting you, another one is, and they share the ball really well. And at that time, it was Ricky McGill's turn.
Stampley in the corner for three. William Lee out to Borsay. They need this Manchester. They can't get it. Can they get the offensive rebound? No, a foul will be called as Stampley and Josh Ward-Hibble battle it out for that board.
And if there's a battle, normally Josh Ward-Hibbett is right in the middle of it.
This is a pivotal moment of the game. This is the largest lead that Newcastle have had. 9 points. Look at those offensive rebound stats, 10 and 14. Both teams crashing the offensive glass.
Yeah, Newcastle right now have 21 fast break points and 34 points in the paint.
Surprisingly, despite those offensive rebounds, it's only led to 6 second chance points for the Giants as Josh Ward-Hibbett drills another triple, and this game has turned right on its head.
Yeah, that three put the game wide open into double digits.
William Lee. Boursier again for three. This time he makes it, stops the bleeding.
Yeah, just on time. But I really like the little rub screens William Lee does. He's able to get his guards open for those shots.
Now McGill, another triple for him, no good, rebounded by Lewis. Manchester could do with a good look at the basket here. Nice crossover from Lewis. Beautiful crossover, can't get the finish. Rebounded by McGill, pushing forward now. Johnson loses Boursier. Mid-range, fundamental, use the backboard.
The bank's open. Even though it's Sunday, the bank is open today. Really fundamental.
Internet banking, that's what we call it. Telephone banking, 24-hour. Manchester Giants just hurting themselves right now, Kyla.
They are, and I think they're relying on the three-point shot way too much. They started the game as we have a timeout coming out, but they started the game really trying to push the ball inside. They have 36 points in the paint, but in this quarter, they're really settling right now for three-point shots.
10-3 run to start the fourth quarter and a timeout called by head coach Brian Simonian as the Manchester Giants now trail by 11. They were in the lead by 12. What can they do to get out of this little funk, as one would describe it?
They have to be a bit more patient on offense right now. 7 minutes is a long time. And they're settling right now for one-on-one pull-up threes. A lot of dribbling going on. I think they have to go back to what they did in the first half, which was execute a little bit more. Have patience. It's okay if you run into the last 10 seconds of the shot clock. And on the other end, you need stops so you can push into transition. Evan Walsh has been great slashing in the open floor.
Just listen in here.
As you see there, talking about needing to get back on defense, which is a huge part of what Newcastle want to do, is push and transition. On the other end, I like that play call. I didn't see all of it, but that screen for a dive means they're trying to get an inside look, which is what Manchester needs to get back into this game.
7 minutes and 16 seconds in the fourth and final quarter. Plenty of opportunity now for the Manchester Giants to get back into it, but also lots of time for Newcastle Eagles to create further separation between them and the Giants. Ball goes in here to Nick Lewis, double teamed. Got to find the next best pass. It is to William Lee, who misses. Rebounded by Lawton. He goes up strong. Can he get another one? It's being swatted around left, right and centre, somehow into the hands of Lee. Lee bounces that over. Nick Lewis bounces that into the hands of Joshua Hibbert. Absolute car crash of a rebound there. Del Pesh is fouled. He'll be on the floor.
I think someone needs to wipe the ball. There's some sweat on there or something.
Yeah.
Slipping out of the Manchester Giants' hands.
Just like the lead of this game.
Nice.
Agreed. Newcastle Eagles have earned it, though. They've made the plays to punish the Giants' mistakes.
Newcastle can score the ball. They beat Caledonia and scored 105 points. They have a lot of threats out there.
Johnson off the glass. That's just wonderful. Evan Walsh and one play for the response.
And that's a positive play for Manchester. They really needed that right now. They got to understand it. Either we push hard and cause Newcastle to foul or get bad mismatches in transition, or they have to execute. Evan Walsh is having a game. Really efficient. 7 for 9 from the field.
Make that 8 for 10, 21 points here after that made basket there and the free throw.
50% from 3 as well. He's having an all-round game.
22 points personal for him. Don't forget, a little later on, we'll be thinking about our player of the game. So let us know in the YouTube comments, Twitch, TikTok, wherever you're watching. Let us know your thoughts. Who should be the game MVP? Could be this man, Jordan Johnson. He spilt it that time. And a foul is called as Evan Walsh tries to get the ball up and ahead to Nicholas Lewis.
There's a few guys on this Newcastle team, if they're able to finish this game out, that you could argue to be player of the game.
Ward Hibbert heads to the bench. Good shift for him. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 assists. 0 fouls, 0 turnovers. Oh, in fact, he's got 3 fouls, 0 turnovers. Inside, William Lee.
This Manchester team in the fourth have had some bunnies that they wish they could take back.
Should have just jammed it, you're right. Larry Austin Jr. just chilling on the baseline, finds the pass, puts the game back to a 12-point difference. Nick Lewis goes baseline. Borsier, corner 3. They need it, they can't get it. Rebound for Lawton's no good. Bounce pass there from Taj Green. 4v1. Green misses the layup.
You have to applaud Evan Walsh right there. A 4-on-1 opportunity. He was able...
They've come out with the possession.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more right there. His ability to kind of stunt, recover, get back into the play, and make the Newcastle Eagles think in that transition was incredible.
Wow, Taj Green, as we said, he should have just jammed it on him.
Yeah, these guys are being soft right now.
Your words, not mine. As William Lee gets the ball back into play. 5 minutes 30. There's a triple. And a timeout call by Mark Stutzel.
4 for 7 from the 3 for Borsier today. He's feeling it.
He started the game very shy and not so much confidence, you could see, but as the game's gone on, he started to feel the confidence run through his veins, and as you can see on that triple, big play made it, brought the game back to single digits. And Mark Stutzel, let's hear what he's got to say.
So right now, Borsier cannot hit another 3, and it's the same thing. Like if they're on the bounce, like Nick Lewis in here, and we're back. Don't overhelp on kickouts. Okay, Darius is guarding William Lee. No, not that one. The one before, I felt we were back. We were a two-man game. When Val was in, we were loaded. I felt we were back. Okay. With William Lee, we're not in drop and ice. He's staying connected now. Okay. You've got to press and go topside or go under and stay connected. That makes sense. But he's trying to squeeze on William Lee and stay connected. Okay. Down there.
Come on, they kind of bring it now.
So what he means by squeezing William Lee means he's going to stay attached to him on these screens. I spoke about every time William Lee's involved in a rub screen action, good things happen, and Coach Struchel's recognizing it. What he was trying to say was they're going to stay attached to him on the ball screen instead of forcing the guard to reject the ball screen, as in not use it. They're going to force him to use it, and whoever's guarding them will go over the top or under, with Defoe guarding William Lee staying right by him.
There's more British Basketball League Championship action happening right now. Bristol Flyers take on the Surrey Scorchers at the Wise Arena. But why would you want to go anywhere when you've got this game on here with myself and Kyler Nelson? Here's William Lee. Lewis. He has really struggled to get himself going. Evan Walsh with the steal and the lay-in for two.
Someone who hasn't struggled today, apologies for cutting in, but yeah. Evan Walsh, 24 points.
24 points and the game up for grabs. Make sure you join us straight after this brief break. Closing moments in the game. 77-84 the score. As the Newcastle Eagles have possession, the steal from Evan Walsh and the finish to take him to 24 points personal and a defensive rebound there to add to the stat sheet. That's his 4th rebound of the game. Manchester Giants looking to add pressure. As Evan Walsh is inside, he's fouled. He will be kicking himself if he didn't make that and one.
He will. He knows he can make that and one and go to the free throw line. I like that by Nick Lewis. Little hesitation, bounce pass inside. Oh, he needed that one.
Quite a really soft foul there from the official. Didn't really see too much contact, but Evan Walsh will take it nonetheless. A chance to bring the game back to a 5-point difference. Earlier on, the Newcastle Eagles were trailing by 12. Their biggest lead has been 13. The Manchester Giants now, after Evan Walsh has missed that, a chance to pull it back to 6. We're all set up for a wonderful ending to this game. And Evan Walsh misses both of those.
Unheard of from him. He was 100% from the free throw line before that. Yeah, Manchester really needed those 2 free throws.
Green inside. Stampley's done a great job of matching up with Green in the post in this game.
He has, and that's where you see Green the most effective normally is in the post, but today he's done a bit of everything. I think Manchester kind of missed on the mark of getting McGill and Larry Austin Jr. in even more foul trouble earlier on in the second half. They had 3 at the half time, and they haven't been able to put them back on the bench.
McGill's currently got 4 personal fouls at this moment in time. He's being trusted at this moment by Mark Stuartle. Green makes the first of those free throws. Manchester Giants in team foul trouble themselves. It's a long time to be in that situation. Newcastle are also 1 foul away from team foul trouble. That will come into play if this game gets close towards the end. See what Manchester can come up with here. William Lee. Hand off to Lewis. Sets the screen. Lee hits the deck. Clock is winding down here. They need to get a shot off. Stolen away. Great pressure from Newcastle. McGill to the rack. And that's great defense from Evan Walsh. Can Larry Austin Jr. finish it? And the foul is called there by Evan Walsh. Larry Austin Jr. will go to the line. But once again, Evan Walsh, the only defender getting back. And he's made a tough stand there and then fouled on that shot to avoid Larry Austin Jr. scoring the ball.
He stayed vertical there, and he even jumped backwards to avoid the foul. But there is Larry Austin Jr. again cleaning up on the offensive boards.
68% from the free throw line. Larry Austin Jr. makes the first of those.
I think if William Lee stays on his feet in that previous play, though, that might have been a wide open 3 for him.
Can't disagree with you there. If buts and maybes don't win you basketball games, though, Kyla.
They don't.
And now it's 11 points difference. Manchester can't allow buckets to fall on their basket unanswered. They need to respond. And Nick Lewis gets fouled on his way to the bucket. He's going to go to the free throw line. He scored 12 points in the first half and hasn't been able to finish since then. Defoe puts his hand up for the call on the foul. Lewis makes the first.
Yeah, you would hope he makes both. The 79% free throw shooter right here. Very reliable from the line.
Manchester 11 for 14 as a team in this game. That 12 for 15. Much needed free throws for the Giants. They now need to stop Newcastle. They'll want to make sure they assert some more dominance in this game. McGill finds Defoe. Borsier loses McGill, and that's wide open for 3. He's knocked it down.
But you have to realize that's from Defoe. Even though he's only hit 1 shot today, and that was the beginning of the game, that mid-range, you have to respect it. And he looked for that mid-range again, which drew in the defense. Then he was able to kick out to McGill.
Stampley into the hands of Walsh. Defoe. Possession arrow points in Newcastle Eagles' favor. Excellent work there from Defoe, slapping it away from Walsh's hands. Watch this. Give me that.
Great hands right there. He's been really positive in those 2 possessions, that assist, and now causing a turnover for Manchester.
McGill splits the defenders all the way to the rack, and 5 points in quick succession for Ricky McGill.
That was tough. That was tough. When you just start to think about Johnson and Larry Austin Jr., here comes McGill.
He's now Got 13 points personal. William Lee off the glass. Take them anyhow they come right now.
And I think that's where you have to go if you're Manchester. With the slower Defoe guarding William Lee, I think that's a good look for them.
Johnson goes baseline. And Borsay will be called for the bump. 2 shots to come. Not a foul that you want to give.
No, but we spoke about Newcastle being #1 in free throw attempts in the league. They find ways to get themselves to the line from being aggressive.
Here is Johnson adding to his points tally. The man who gets to the free throw line the most in the British Basketball League. It's his first free throws of the game, unbelievably, as he goes 2 for 2. He's now 134 for 162 free throws this season. So that shot's way off. Stampley, oh, landed hard on his back there, hits the deck. The referees will pause play just in case there's a head injury. He's pretty still there, Stampley. Just a hard fall on his back, I believe, and he's up straight away.
Just needed a moment to compose himself.
Ryan Simonian calling for a press. Coach Mark Stewart using that as a quick opportunity to draw something up. Stay on the court, fellas. No step over the line. Don't want no technical fouls.
Yeah, smart, very smart. Mini timeout for him there.
On this 4th and final quarter, the Manchester Giants, or should we say this whole second half, they've struggled to score and put up the numbers that they did in the first. Newcastle Eagles have kept them at bay, punished them for their mistakes, made some great reads on the offensive end. Now it's all about game management, and they're doing that wonderfully right now as McGill fires up another 3 in and out. Rebound for Walsh. 5th rebound for him. Going downhill, rejected by Taj Green. Borsier. William Lee for 3. Nick Lewis tries to get the rebound. Jordan Johnson sneaking behind to deflect it away from his possession. He calls for it back. He said, give me that triple, I need it. Let me put it on the stat sheet.
And he was calling for that ball as he ran down the sideline. He knew he wanted it, and he knew he was going to make it.
That's 25 points for Jordan Johnson. 11 assists to boot. Big time triple there, and the game is surely done.
He's telling you to put him in that All-Star game right now.
And make sure you check out the British Basketball League website if you want to vote for your All-Star. Hard not to put that man in. Jordan Johnson has been excellent this season. And let us know also in the comment section, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, wherever you're watching. We want to know who your player of the game is. As Borsier jacks up another 3. Stampley, yeah, that one will go for Nick Stampley. He's gone about his business today. 12 rebounds, 8 points for him.
Yeah, he's created opportunities and second chance points for them.
Austin Jr., Taj Green for 3. Oh no, Taj. Why did he do that? He ruined his 3-point percentage. He was 100%.
Shoot is shoot.
A foul is called here. Ricky McGill will head to the free throw line. 2 shots to come for him. Right then, Kyler, I think it's time for you to let us know who your player of the game will be. Who have you gone for? I think I already know, but go on.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
If Taj Green may hit that 3, I may have changed my mind. But you got to go with Jordan Johnson. 25 points from 56% from the field, 4 for 6 from the 3-point line, and 11 assists with 5 rebounds. He's 4th in assists in the league, but I think he's going to start moving up if he can give out 11 assists in games.
That's it. Double-double, Jordan Johnson, player of the game. Without a doubt. Made the difference for this Newcastle Eagles team. Led by example.
Newcastle have come back from the trophy really determined to play together, I think, and you can see it the last couple of games, the Caledonia game and now this game. They're making a statement in the league.
And a steal here, Ricky McGill, he'll go up for 2. Unsportsmanlike foul is called. Pretty sure the basket will count. Ricky McGill's just saying, what's going on, my brother? Just take it easy, it's the end of the game. What are you playing at? A little handshake there. Stampley wasn't trying to, he gave him a big two-handed slap right there.
Yeah, I don't think he was going for the ball on that one, but he still didn't do enough to stop Ricky McGill from making that layup.
Ricky McGill, like, you can't deny his effect on the game. He's got 16 points. Make that 17. And he's also got 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. Stuff in the stat sheet. He would have put more points on the board today. He was 3 for 9 from the 3-point territory. 6 for 15 overall. Oh, knock down another one there, Ricky McGill.
He said,
it's too late, Ricky. We've already picked Jordan.
He said 3 for 9. Make me 40%.
Yeah, I like that number. 40% sounds better to me. Evan Walsh, he's going to want to finish this game strong, and he's turned the ball over. Scott Spencer's going to pull up in transition, and he misses that one. And a foul is called just before the buzzer. And will the referee make them shoot those free throws? Not quite sure. I think Scott Spencer is going to go to the free throw line. Yeah, and that is the case.
Yeah, you don't need that if you're Manchester. You don't want to be in the vicinity of the player with the ball in the last few seconds.
And also, that's the 5th and final foul for Stampley. He's going to have to leave the game.
He's not missing too much, fortunately. Just 0.3 seconds left.
Nije Robertin steps onto the court. Puts his headband on. He's going to be having to take it off very, very shortly. Taj Green. Look at it, pointing at Robertin. A little too close for comfort, apparently. It's all happening with 0.3 on the clock.
I know, it's crazy end to this game, even though it's a 20-point deficit.
Oh, what's happened here? Silver Candy's on the line.
It was, I'm not sure, actually.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what has happened here to allow Scott Spencer. I mean, he's not in any foul trouble. Oh, there was a technical foul given, I believe, there. And they've checked Candy in to shoot it. And Scott Spencer, he'll now go for his 2 free throws, which he's missed the first of. And he is not having the best of seasons. He's battled with injury and he's struggling to get himself going in the limited minutes that he's been given in game. And that's the end of that one. The Newcastle Eagles take the victory 105-85, but that is not reflective of a highly contested game that we've had here between these two teams. The Manchester Giants were putting on a show early on in this one, but the Newcastle Eagles have shown their class to see out the game. Your player of the game, Kyler Nelson, was Jordan Johnson.
It has to be. He did everything for this team, and he's been great recently, especially against Manchester. It seems like he likes to play against them because he's averaging over 20 points a game against them, and he does so many other things. 4th in the league with assists, but I'm sure that will boost up with 11 assists in today's game, and you have to give a shout out right there to Evan Walsh, who had a great game also.
Well, you could talk about any of their 3 guards as well. Austin Jr. had a double-double. He had 18 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Ricky McGill had 20 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. You know, they did a great job. As you mentioned, Taj Green with 23 points, 7 rebounds to his name. Josh Ward-Hibbert with 12 points as well. Phenomenal performance from this Eagles team. Also, quick shout out to Evan Walsh from the Manchester Giants. 24 points personal, 9 for 12 from the field, and he had 5 rebounds and 2 assists and 2 steals to his name. Let's take a look at the full-time stats for you then, just to break down this game. What can you see on the board there, Kyla?
Well, obviously Manchester's field goal percentage went down, even though they finished tied with 53%, which isn't bad. Rebounding from Newcastle was big, and the turnovers. And 15 steals from those 20 turnovers for Newcastle. And when you let them run downhill like that, everyone can get hot, as you just noted.
They weren't necessarily punished for that in the first half. Both teams had 7 apiece from points from turnovers. But at the end of the game, Newcastle Eagles claimed 19 points in total from turnovers. And that was a really big issue for them.
Yeah, that was the biggest issue for them. Manchester weren't able to slow them down in transition. And the thing is about that is, in the fast break, you're just finding open men. And that's why you see so many guys from Newcastle in double digits, because they just made the right reads downhill.
Well, listen, there are a lot of games happening in the British Basketball League this weekend. 9 games in total. At this moment in time, the Bristol Flyers are currently playing against the Surrey Scorchers at the Wise Arena. But let's remind you of all of the results and fixtures for this weekend. London Lions started the week 84-73 victors over the Sheffield Sharks. They're playing again today. Make sure you check out social media for updates on that. Leicester Riders defeated the Plymouth City Patriots at home 102-81. Eagles are now a perfect 2-0 this weekend after they defeated the Caledonia Gladiators at home on Friday. Yesterday we saw the Surrey Scorchers defeat the Plymouth City Patriots 94-92. Flyers fall at home against the Cheshire Phoenix. And these are the remaining games of the weekend. 85-106 Eagles victory. Sheffield Sharks, they lost to the London Lions 79-89. And the Bristol Flyers are trailing by 1 at home against the Surrey Scorchers. That's a huge game right now. You need to check that out live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel, because that game will have a big implication on the standings as Surrey Scorchers look to bring other teams further down the table, and so they can begin to ascend the standings. And don't forget, coming up later, blockbuster game between the Caledonia Gladiators and the Leicester Riders. You don't want to miss that one. Myself, Tahir Hajat, and Kyla Nelson will be taking you through that one. Let's take a look at the standings for you now. Newcastle Eagles in 4th position and the Manchester Giants sitting in 9th. Well, thank you very much for joining us here. It was a great game in the National Basketball Performance Centre until the Newcastle Eagles turned on the heat, turned on the engine, clicked into gear, and they were flying, Kyla.
They were, second half especially, able to get stops from Manchester, missing a little bit more on that end and pushing the ball to finish. And a lot of and ones today.
A lot of and ones.
A lot of and ones today. I enjoyed today's game.
Well, we've got more action coming up later. Don't forget to join us. I've been Tahir Hajat alongside Kyla Nelson, and we'll see you next time.